Hey y'all, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? Y'all look at y'all see Joseph picture. Joseph look like he got on a party hat, honey. And so do I. TheMKingz, it's time for the M King Morning Show. For those of you that don't know, weekday mornings at 11:30 a.m. Not sharp, but 11:30 a.m. That means we on CP time. Yes, ma'am. We's on CP time. Y'all know what that means. I don't need to go into that and explain it to you. But CP time means in between the hours of 11:30 and up. If we don't go on at 11:30, we might go on at 12:30, and so on and so on. You follow suit, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you got your alerts turned on, your notifications turned on, so that when we do go live or when we do drop a new video, you'll be able to see it. We're not constrained by times here, although we try to be on time every day. We tries. We really do. We tries to be on time every day. Hey, good morning, Auntie Pee Wee. How are you? I hope all is well. Oh boy. I'm just getting things set up here before we start the show. Child, what's going on in the news today? All these little hot topics about the housewives and things like that. I know you girls watch those different shows, but we're going to talk about one show in particular today. We're going to talk about the haves and the have-nots. Now, if you don't watch the haves and have-nots, I don't know what planet you've been on, but the have-nots have been on for roughly about 3 or 4 years now. And it's a good show. Hey, what's going on, Prince Monte? Hey, Trisha. I could always count on you to be here. Yes. And you guys, let me tell y'all something. Well, I'll tell y'all when I come live, when y'all see my face. See, because I got some grievances. I got some grievances and I got some concerns. So I'm gonna discuss that with y'all once I come on camera and stuff. Woo, child. Let me tell you something. Oh, you don't trick? Why not? Why you don't watch Tyler Perry? It's a lot of people that tell me that. It's a lot of people that say they don't watch Wendy Williams and they don't watch any of Tyler Perry's stuff. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I know why, kind of, sort of. But if somebody can explain it to me in the chat or they want to go into it in the chat as to why they do not indulge in Tyler Perry shows, by all means, please let me know. Or send me an email. Let me know why you don't watch Tyler Perry shows or his movies or anything like that. Yeah. But we're going to get started. So here we go. Here I go. 1 minute. Yes, here I go. Hey, what's going on, y'all? We're shaking. Now, y'all see this hairstyle? All this up here, honey. Y'all might as well take one last look at it because it's coming out today. Yes, because it look a hot mess. See, y'all don't see what it looked like, what it really looked like close up. Y'all don't see what it really looked like. It's like Q's World was saying about those synthetic wigs, honey. Y'all don't know what it looked like. Y'all think it look cute, right? Because I made it look cute. Y'all think it look cute from a distance, very Bette Midler, from a distance. But trust me when I tell you, if you got close up on this, you'd be like, oh no, King. Oh no, no. No, what's that? That's what y'all would be like if y'all saw my hair up close. It looked a mess, and it's coming out today. Sometime today it's coming out. I'll go downstairs one more time and let my husband get a good look at it. And then I'll come upstairs and take it out. I come back downstairs and I look like a whole different motherfucking person. That's what I always do. And you know what? I always want to ask him that, and I should have asked you that, Joseph, in our, our Who Are the McRae Kingz video. When you see me come downstairs, I remember the first time that he came, that like he saw me with hair versus not having no hair, right? I had bought this piece from eBay, I think it was. I can't remember. But when he went to sleep, I ain't have no damn hair. But when he woke up, he looked at me like, well, who the hell is you? Where the hell you came from? And that's how now he just look and he just be like, oh, okay, whatever. He'd be like, okay, whatever. He had hair when I went to sleep. Now he got hair. That's what he be Joseph be looking at me with it. Y'all know Joseph face reads. Y'all know that, right? So Joseph don't even have to say nothing. He don't even have to say a word, child. That face is gonna tell exactly what he feels or what he means. And that's the look he be giving me, like, bitch, here you go again. Here you go again, honey, up on another head excursion. Because I be giving, oh, child, y'all just do not know. I know my husband goes through some changes when it comes to me. I know he does. I know he be like, what next? What, damn it, next with this boy? Because y'all, I'm different. I am like really, really, really different. For those of you that don't know, I don't show it a lot. Like I don't show it a lot here on camera, but I am different. When I tell y'all I am different, I'm like Akhenaten. You know, different. Y'all know who Akhenaten is? He was the first monotheist. He's the first man to ever praise one God. Akhenaten. He was a Egyptian king. He was King Tutankhamun's father, King Tut. He was the first monotheist, and he was the first man to ever praise one God. He praised the sun god. You know, that's where they say the building of religion came from. You know, the Father, the Son, you know, because, you know, the sun is the most powerful thing in the universe. You know, without the sun, we can't live. Without the sun, we can't breathe. Without the sun, there's no rain. You know, without the sun, there's nothing. We're nothing. There's darkness, you know. So I feel like Akhenaten sometimes, because if you go back to the Egyptian times, Akhenaten was like a man. They said that he was so weird looking. He was so awkward looking that it seemed like somebody had just dropped him from outer space into the world. Now his dad, who was his dad was a great king. His name was Imhotep. That was his original name. His original name was Imhotep the third. He was named after his father. He wasn't supposed to come to the throne. Actually, he actually wasn't supposed to come to the throne. His older brother, who passed away, was supposed to come to the throne, and because his brother passed away, he came to the throne, and he changed his name from Tutankhamun, and not from Tutankhamun, from Imhotep to Akhenaten, which is representation of the sun. Yeah. The sun was called the Aten. I'm very fascinated by Egyptian culture. I'm very fascinated by Akhenaten, who was an Egyptian king. Like I said, he took his whole way of religion and he shut down all of the temples, and he made the people praise one God, which was the sun god. He took all his people out of Egypt and moved them to Upper Egypt, and he formed his own, like, his own religion. He formed his own country, everything. And all the Egyptian people followed him to this new place, which they uncovered. Oh God, it was in ruins, like severe, severe ruins. But one of the things about his religion was they would have services together. He would make all the people come into the middle of town, and they would have service together, and they would praise the sun god, and they would have service outside. They never had service inside. None of their temples were covered, and he was the only one that was able to speak to the Aten. The Aten would speak to people through him and his wife Nefertiti. If everybody knows that famous name, that's who he was married to. Nefertiti was his wife. They had that famous bust of her that they stole in Paris. Yes, Nefertiti was his wife. And, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this. Nefertiti disappeared. Nobody knows where they never found her body. Nobody knows what happened to her. All they know is that they were married, And the thing about it is there's so many conspiracies on it, because once Akhenaten died, there was another person that came to rule. I'm trying to remember what their name is. I can't remember right now. But there was another person. His name was Ai. He came to rule in Egypt after Akhenaten had passed. Well, not after Akhenaten had passed away. After Akhenaten had passed away, he came to rule before Tutankhamun did. And they say that this person looked just like Nefertiti. But, that's just one of the conspiracies. For those of you that follow Egyptian culture, pretty interesting story, very interesting story. If you ever want to know anything about Egyptian culture, which is our culture, by the way, Egyptians were black. That's our culture. Egypt. Don't let nobody tell y'all Cleopatra was a white girl like Elizabeth Taylor was, because that's not true. Not true at all. There were no white pharaohs, none. There was one pharaoh that had red hair. His name was Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great. He had features of Greek descent or Roman descent, but a lot of people get confused. Is that the Greeks, they were black. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Greek people were black? They were black. Greeks were black. If you look at any of the busts that you see of Greek people or Greek influence, you'll notice that they have noses like black people. They have lips like black people. Yeah. Look at next time you go to a museum and you see Greek art. Or you see it, or you have some. If you have some, take a look at it. It's all black people. It's black people. They made it some like because they got curly hair and stuff like that. It looks like white people, but there ain't no white people. Huh? Greek people were black. Yes, they were black. But we're gonna get off of that subject. Maybe we'll save that for another day when we do Egyptian history. I would love to do a show like that. I would love to do Egyptian history with you guys. I love Egypt. I mean, and I want y'all to ask yourself this question, because I ask myself this question all the time, and I talk to Joseph about it too. I'd be like, is there such thing as, did I live in another life? You know what I'm saying? Was there a life where I wasn't Tremel, I was somebody else before this life? I ask myself that question all the time, and I really do. I really am starting to believe that perhaps that may be true. I don't know if I looked like this. I don't know if I was a woman or a man or what, but I'm like, it's like my mind. I have dreams of, me living another life, a whole nother life, Maybe it's because maybe it's, and sometimes I say, well, maybe it's because of, maybe that's what I desire. I don't know. Maybe it's because I desire to have lived another life. I really do. I hope that's the next, like, how you say it got to be an explanation, child. When something happened, you got to be like, it got to be an explanation why this shit done happened to me. You know, so I want y'all to ask yourself that today and send me an email, share with me. If you feel as though you lived another life and you have just a picture or a vision of what that life was, share it with me. Because I think I was an Egyptian prince. I think I was some type of royalty. I'm not sure if I was an Egyptian king or what, because there were hundreds of Egyptian kings. I could have been one, you know. I don't know if I was an Egyptian king or a prince. I feel like I was something royal. I was in the royal family in some type of way. I don't know. Now, y'all don't know. I'm just saying, that's what I feel. That's my belief. Y'all call me crazy if you want to, but that's my belief. I believe that we all lived a different life than what we're living now. Okay, let me see what's going on in the chat for a minute. I'll be right with y'all. Okay. I hear you. I hear you, Auntie Pee Wee. Yes. Yeah, but we'll get more into that. Yeah. In order for y'all to gain understanding what I be talking about, child, y'all got to get inside my head, child. Some stuff be going on up in here. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we will have that conversation at another time. Today we're gonna talk about something special. We're gonna talk about the haves and have-nots. The haves and have-nots, their series ending was yesterday. Now, for those of you that have not watched the haves and have-nots, you truly missed a great trilogy. It's about a family of people that were rich. There's people that were poor. There were people that were destitute on this show. There were characters that were just so bright and inviting and sinister and just mean and evil. And it just showed you this whole trilogy showed you what people with money can do and are capable of doing if you get in their way. And it shows you what some poor people can do if you mess with them without no damn money. It shows you coincidences where things can end, things can happen. Just oh my God, this storyline, and Tyler, let me just say this about Tyler Perry, because I'm, believe it or not a big fan of his. I'm not a big fan of his writings. I'm not a big fan of his shows. The reason why is because his shows, sometimes they don't make any sense. Although his storylines are great, it shows an idea. But with that being said, Tyler Perry writes too goddamn slow. You'll be watching one of his shows like the haves and have-nots. I kid you not, the whole trilogy is based on probably about 3 months in those people's lives. That's it. Like, not a lot of time has passed over since, like, if you want to talk about time, like, have they been living this? Has this? It doesn't appear, like yesterday, Wyatt was in the hospital. The next day, he escaped. And only a couple of days had passed. Like the whole season, this whole last season was based on maybe 2-3 days. And that's what I don't like about Tyler Perry, is that he writes he writes very slow. He's not one of those writers where you're watching his stuff and it gets right to the point. It don't get to the point, and he goes beyond suspense. It's beyond suspense. It's beyond suspense to the point where it's aggravating. It's aggravating. You know, like let's say if somebody was supposed to let's say if somebody was supposed to go to jail, it would take like 3 episodes, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 episodes for him to put that one person in jail. And you knew they was going to jail. I'm just using that as an example. But he writes very, I don't understand people understand what I'm saying when I say that. He writes very slow, number one. Number two is we as Black people, we tired of hearing these little shows. We tired of looking at these little shows, child. That Tyler Perry be putting out like Medea. Child, we is tired of Medea. I am. I know I'm tired of that heifer, honey. I thought the bitch was gonna die in the funeral show. I thought she was gonna die. Yeah, it would be sad for Medea to die, but she need to go somewhere and sit down. Medea is funny and everything in the plays, I agree, but on television and in movies, she's not really all that funny because they can't let her be that funny. They can't let her be as funny in the movies as she is on stage because you're dealing with two different genres of entertainment. You're dealing with live theater versus theater, movie theater, total different thing. They have to, when they do something in the entertainment industry, it has to be made for. Y'all know what that means? It has to be made for TV. It has to be made for the stage. It has to be made for the music industry. That's what it has to be. It has to be friendly, It has to have a certain sound to it. Like I remember, and well, a lot of artists will tell you this. A lot of anybody that's an aspiring artist or a aspiring singer or something like that. Have you ever heard, when you talk to record execs or anybody about your music, they say, oh, well, your music doesn't sound urban enough. What they mean by that is they mean that music that you're singing or performing, it doesn't sound urban. When they say it doesn't sound urban enough, that means you ain't Black enough, child. It ain't Black enough. It ain't enough for the Black people to go out and buy it. That's what that means. That's what that means. And I think a lot of his shows are very whitewashed. A lot of his movies are. They're very whitewashed for a specific type of a specific people. I ain't gonna say no. I'm not trying to sound racist or anything. Black people, we can't be racist. Y'all know that. Y'all know Black people can't be racist. Did y'all know that we can't be racist? When you have been racist against, you can't be racist. You can't be racist. So I'm not being racist. What I'm saying is that. A lot of his work that he has done has been whitewashed to suit a certain type of audience. And y'all, it ain't got nothing really. The black card and the white card, the black and white thing, that play a small part in the grand scheme of things. It would play a small part in the grand scheme of things, but it does play a part. It does have something to do with the reasoning why he writes the way he does. Because it's to suit a specific type of people. It's like going into a store and buying a bottle of malt liquor. You can't buy malt liquor in the white people neighborhood, but you can buy it in the Black people neighborhood. Because malt liquor is something that we as Black people have indulged in more than any other consumer. That's why white people don't like malt liquor. They don't like that stuff. The ones that the poor ones do. But most white people, they drink Michelob and Heineken. They ain't gonna drink no St. Ives or some shit like that. They ain't gonna drink that. No. What's that? What's that mixture you're drinking? Oh, just the malt liquor. Malt liquor. I've never had that before. Bear that. And see, I got to talk about black and white when I talk about the haves and have-nots because the majority of the cast was black. I have to. And there was some blacks that the one black person that had coin, honey, there was two people, actually three people that had money on this show. And that was Veronica, her husband David, Jim Cryer, who was white, and his wife Catherine Cryer. Well, Jim Cryer, we found out he ain't really had too much money, honey. His wife though, she was an heir, and she had money. Like she owned everything in town, the hospital, everything. She owned everything in town. You know her name, Catherine Cryer. You mention her name, oh, bitch, you better stand up straight. You will want to. Whatever she wanted, whatever she desired, she was very that. And she started out as being a very nice, wholesome woman that was married to this man named Jim, and he was just sinister. He was just out just doing stuff, just having sex with all these people. He was sleeping with the maid. He started out sleeping with the maid. Then he was sleeping with Candace. He was paying her as a prostitute. That's how he met her. It was just like a whole bunch of stuff. But this show was not about black people problems. It was not about white people problems. It was about money. People with money, they got issue. Child, let me tell you something. Y'all sit here and y'all think it's so easy to be rich when it's not. It's not. A lot of us wish for it. A lot of us say, oh my God, I wish I had enough money to sustain me or take care of me for the rest of my life. That's all we really want, right? Sorry about that, guys. One of my lights went out. But that's all we really want. All of us. That's all I really want. Like, if I had my way, I wouldn't want to be a millionaire. I wish a millionaire would. I wish a millionaire would. I wouldn't want to be a millionaire. I really wouldn't. Now, if being a millionaire was going to sustain me, I would like to be a millionaire. Like, I wouldn't want to be like no big gazillionaire that got trillions and trillions of dollars in the bank. No, I don't want to be that. Just give me like maybe $5 million. I'll be cool. I'll live in me a nice, cute little modest house. Have me a nice, cute little modest car. Me and Joseph and Jomel. Send Jomel ass to training school for pissing all over my goddamn house. And shit. Because I have a nice house. I wouldn't have no damn churn now. Just because you got money, don't mean you got to have churn. I wouldn't have no damn churn running around and messing up, tearing up my house. Wouldn't have that. But I would have a nice house, a nice modest house, something nice. Maybe like Joseph won. Joseph won, I don't know why he won all this child. But Joseph wants this big house with this spiral staircase and all this. I'm not like Joseph, what do we need that for? First of all, your ass can't even climb up the damn stairs that we got. And you want to go and buy a house with a spiral staircase. What you gonna do if you got to pee in the bathroom downstairs? He can't even walk half the damn time. And he talk about he want a house with the damn staircase. Like, Joseph, we're not getting that. And see, that's what I would have to say, Joseph, we're not getting that. We're not getting that. I'm 53, you're 50. We old. We is too old. Look. I'm telling y'all, I'm too old to be climbing steps and shit. I hate climbing steps. Call me what you want. You call me old. Go ahead, go on. Call me old. You can call me old all you want to. I don't care. Listen, I know when to hit my senior button. Here you go. There you go. Senior button. I like being old, unlike some other people. And you old people, y'all stay out the clubs with these young churn. Y'all let these young churn have a life. Stop trying to settle down with these young churn. They ain't got no damn time for y'all. Y'all stay out these damn clubs with these young churn. But like I said, let me get back to the subject. If I had money, that's how I would be. Nice modest house, cute little car, just splurge a little bit, here and there, go on a little vacation, maybe to Jamaica, maybe have a house in the Bahamas, a little bungalow. Is that what they have in the Bahamas, Joseph? Little bungalow in the Bahamas. So I'll be like, Shamel, what are you doing? Oh, well, Joseph and I, we're about to fly out to our bungalow in Barbados or in the Bahamas, some shit. I'd rather the Bahamas. I like the Bahamas, And that's like the most expensive thing that I would probably do, with the exception of buying all the clothes I want, child. I have clothes, child. A bitch would be done, honey, everywhere she go. I'll be done, honey. I have my little purse. I'll be done everywhere. That's the only thing. Damn it, I'd probably spend all the goddamn money on clothes if Joseph didn't stop me. But this was about people. This wasn't about blacks, whites. This was about money. People that had money and what they were able to do because of that. Like Veronica Harrington. Oh, that bitch was sinister, honey. First of all, she was a lawyer. She was one of the best attorneys in the country. Okay? But she was crazy as a roach. Oh, yeah, she was crazy as cat shit. The bitch was crazy. Crazy. She had a son. His name was Jeffrey. And she had a husband. His name was David. And they had a nice, happy life. Veronica and her husband, they contributed a lot. They were philanthropists. Her husband was a judge. Now, David was a federal judge. Okay? The son, Jeffrey, he was young. And he had just graduated from college. He had a master's degree in psychology. His mother had like a mental health facility, like a rehab facility for people with mental health issues. And so Jeffrey was supposed to be like the director of the mental health thing. Well, Miss Veronica, honey, she didn't like the fact, but she found out and discovered that her son was gay, and she didn't like it. Okay. And when she realized and found out her son was gay, she was on a quest. You hear me? First, she was on a quest to try to stop him from being homosexual. So what she did was she hired a series of girls and she made him live with these girls, and she threatened him. She threatened him. She said, I'll put your ass in jail. And she would. She had that kind of power. She just for nothing. She wanted to put you in jail for nothing. She put you in jail for nothing, honey. And you sit there and gag. Gag Nation set in on you, honey, because she'll be done planning some shit. Veronica was a fierce cookie. She was a fierce cookie. God bless her soul, because she got killed in the last episode. She got killed. But she was one of the bitches. Child, Miss Veronica. Veronica is my husband, Joseph. To the T. She is my husband, Joseph. Yes, she is. Veronica ain't no joke. Y'all hear me? Veronica would have you killed just and be sitting there as a matter of fact. Yes, I need for you to go and kill this first. Just go kill him. Very that. She was very that. Okay. Then you had Jim Cryer. Now, Jim Cryer was the husband of Catherine Cryer. They supposedly had the most money because Catherine Cryer has money. Now, David and Veronica, they got money too. They were all good friends at one point in time. They all had money. Okay. But the criers were the ones that was supposedly had the most money. They came from money, you know. Jim Cryer was a football player in high school. They were high school sweethearts, and they got married and had children. They had two kids. They had a daughter and a son. They had a daughter named Amanda, and they had a son named Wyatt. Okay, and so Jim Cryer. This is what Candace comes in. Jim Cryer, who was just a slut bucket. I mean, he was just sleeping with every woman that he could get his hand. Like that's all he wanted to do. It's kind of like this new show, The Oval, where the president, all he wanted to do is just sleep with everybody. He's very that. Jim Cryer is very that. So he was sleeping with everybody, and he was hiring prostitutes as well. And one of the prostitutes that he hired was Candace. And that's how the show was really introduced to us, is because of Jim Cryer and Candace. He had hired Candace as a prostitute. He was sleeping with her. But as he was sleeping with her, he was like kind of falling for her, or having her to believe that he was falling for her, when in reality it was just, it was just a paid gig for him. And I believe it was a paid gig for Candace. But see, what ended up happening is Candace ended up at Jim Cryer's house via invitation from his daughter, Amanda. Now, his daughter, Amanda, she was in college studying law. But so was Candace. Candace was in college studying law as well. Okay. And Candace was invited over to the Cryer's house by the daughter. She was invited to dinner by Amanda. And her and Amanda were very good friends. They were very good friends. But there was something, Amanda, she was a good kid, and she was a good kid. Something happened to her. She was raped by one of the professors. She was raped by him. And that changed her. She just she lost her noodle, honey. And she killed herself. She committed suicide. She killed herself. And Jim blamed Candace for that. But Candace was like I said, she came into the Cryer home via invite by Amanda. And Catherine knew. Catherine, listen, Catherine had become numb to the shit. She knew her husband was sleeping with every goddamn thing there was, and she really didn't pay him no mind, Because I'm telling you, people with money, they have different problems. They got totally different problems than we do. They put up with shit that we be like, bitch. Like Catherine Cryer. She knew her husband was cheating on her. She knew it. She knew he was sleeping with this one, sleep with that one, sleep with this. But she didn't care. She was getting what she wanted. She had money. She could do anything she wanted. She was the richest woman in whatever part of Georgia that they were in, because they never said what part of Georgia they was in. But this is in Georgia. She was the richest woman there. She had more money than God. She was very that. She had power because she had money. She had power. Then her husband, when he was a federal judge, Jim was a federal judge. She had power, and everything would have stayed great until Jim decided he was going to run for governor. And that's when all the scandalous stuff started happening. It was fierce. It was really fierce. Miss Candace, honey, she was a child. We got to talk about Miss Candace. Miss Candace, I can see myself being Miss Candace, because Candace was a cookie, honey. She was one cookie. Oh, yeah, she was a cookie, honey. Miss Candace is a child. Miss Candace will do some shit to you, and you won't even realize she done it. She kidnapped Jim one time. Took pictures of him with all these prostitutes, butt naked and all kinds of stuff, and was going to put it out in the press, as he was running for governor. Yeah. She kidnapped him and made him sign over like $2 million to her. They was just doing stuff, y'all. When it came to money, they was just doing stuff. Like Candace, she kidnapped Jim and made him sign over $2 million to her. And he did. He signed it over to her. He signed over $2 million to her. But he ended up getting it back because David, his friend, hired a private investigator to fall in love with Candace. And Candace trusts this man so much, she let him stay the night in her hotel room. And he went into her computer and stole all the money back and put it all back in Jim's bank account. The shade was real. The shade was real. Then you had Jeffrey. Jeffrey was gay. He was a scary little bitch. He was a scary little bitch. That's what he was. I ain't gonna say he was a queen because he wasn't see the shit that Jeffrey put up with his mother, his mother in the beginning. Oh, she was turning him. She made him go and live with this girl. The girl didn't even like Jeffrey or nothing, but Veronica made this girl do all this stuff. She made her make him have sex with her. The girl ended up pregnant, child to child with Veronica. She got so tired of being controlled by this woman that she jumped out of a window and killed herself. Because see, Veronica's thing is that, even though he gay, I'm gonna make it look like he ain't. So he gonna have a baby. He got this girlfriend, and he ain't gonna be in these streets with no men. That's how Veronica was. Then Jeffrey finally, I don't know what it was. You know what? Jeffrey got a backbone, and he stabbed her one day. He stabbed his mama. She was sitting in the room with Catherine, and he took a letter opener. He stabbed her in the chest, just missing her heart by this much. He almost killed her. But after that, he got a backbone. He was like, Ma, you ain't gonna talk to me like that no more. You ain't gonna be calling me these names, and you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You ain't gonna be talking to me crazy and shit. And then Mom just started doing shit, honey. She had him jumped. Okay. She had him put in jail. And was trying to pin a murder on him. Mom just started doing all kinds of stuff. She had these boys go over to his house and they had a shootout, him and his father, because his father knew he was gay too. Now David knew he was gay, but David didn't have no problem. He was like, you my son, I don't care if you gay. I do not care. And so, David was fine with it. Veronica was the only one that was not fine with Jeffrey being gay. She was not happy with it. Like she was trying to do everything. She tried to beat it out of him. And that's what I tell you girls about, you people that have relatives out there, or you have a son or daughter that's gay. You can't change what you can't change. You can't. Listen, you can try to beat it out of them. You can tie them up and hide them in the basement. Do whatever you want. It ain't gonna change nothing. They still gonna be who they are. Still gonna be who they are. And let me tell you something about you little DL men and you men out here that think just because you not seen with somebody homosexual, you only, sneak around and carrying on. Just because you sneaking around and don't nobody know, don't make it so. It still make it so. You still gay. You still are. But we'll have that conversation another day. We're gonna stick to the tangent. Y'all know I like to go off tangent. So don't try to act like y'all don't know I like to go off on a tangent. Yes. But that was Jeffrey's issue. Now Wyatt, he was a cool kid. No, he wasn't shy. He was a drug addict. The whole time he was on the show, he was a drug addict. Y'all. All Wyatt wanted to do was get high. That's it. With his mama and daddy money. He wanted to get high. And then he got an inheritance from his grandparents, and his mother and father was trying to hold on to that from him. And they couldn't hold on to it because the grandparents had left this thing saying that he was supposed to get his money when he turned 21. Child, Wyatt was doing all kinds of drugs, child. Wyatt was doing when I tell y'all, you name it, Wyatt was doing it. He didn't care just as long as he got high. Wyatt's problems, he did have an issue. He had a backstory. Wyatt was raped in church. They went to Catholic church. He was raped in a Catholic church, and nobody ever did anything about it. So he was very envious of his parents. He really did not like them because he felt like they could have saved him from all of that, and they did. So they would send him to rehab after rehab after rehab after rehab after mental health person after mental health person, and same thing. One time he made it through, and he got off the drugs, but then he just started again, and then he tried to kill his mom and daddy. Yeah, he took a shotgun and he blew both of them to smithereens, honeys, but the gun had blanks in it. So they were lucky. So both of them survived. Catherine ended up getting locked up and going to jail because she was accused of killing the city prosecutor, which she did. She did it in front of Veronica, honey. She killed the city prosecutor. She told the city prosecutor, because what happened was, the reason why she killed the city prosecutor was because of her son Wyatt. Her son Wyatt was coming to the age where he was going to get his inheritance money. And she was telling the city prosecutor, because the city prosecutor was like, I can get him his money. She was like, leave my son alone and don't try to get his money for him because he's going to do nothing but go on a drug binge. And the city prosecutor was like, I can do whatever I want to. You can't stop me from doing whatever I want to. I'm going to do it anyway. So Veronica said, oh, you're going to do whatever you want? Oh, you for real, bitch? You're going to do whatever you want? And she pulled out her gun and she said, bam, and blew her motherfucking head off right there in her house. Yeah, to smithereens. To smithereens, blew her right away. And then had the local mafia family that lived in town take care of it. But then the local mafia family got mad at Jim Cryer. And they took the body and they dumped it where somebody could find it. They dumped it where somebody could find it, and they started doing an investigation. The investigation turned out, they narrowed it all the way down to Catherine, and they accused her of murder. So she was in jail at the end of the show. She was in jail. Now, for those of you that watched the Has and Have-Nots, I'm pretty sure y'all saw the ending last night. If you didn't, child, you didn't miss nothing because it was dumb. It was the stupidest ending I have ever seen in my life. The season finale was the worst. I don't know where Tyler Perry got this shit from. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was smoking, but he needed that shit was terrible. Veronica got shot outside her house. The sinister, crafty, cunning, creative Veronica she just walked outside her door and got shot. Jeffrey and his father and Jeffrey's new boyfriend, Madison, they all got killed. They were blown up because Jeffrey was dating this crazy man that killed himself, and his brother felt like it was Jeffrey's fault that he had killed himself. So he came and brought Jeffrey some type of gift or something, and Jeffrey opened it up and the whole house blew up. That was stupid. Then you got Benny. Now, Benny got into a fight with one of the local mafia brothers, this young boy, and he beat him up. And so the boy said, I want him dead. And so they went after Benny. They were fighting over a girl. Of course, y'all know the power of the PUSSY. They was fighting over a girl. Benny was trying to protect this girl. This mafia, this little young boy who was her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. He didn't want her going out with nobody. He had saw Benny and her they were out on a date. They weren't out on a date. Benny had bought a house and they had taken the money. I mean, Benny had bought a house and he was there to sign the final papers. And this boy saw her getting ready to get beat up. Benny saw her get ready to get beat up and he protected her honor. He protected her. And he ended up beating up this mafia kid. And the mafia kid was like, I want him dead. So the mafia father said, well, if you want him dead, then go kill him. Okay? So that's all he needed. He He made the girl call Benny and tell Benny that the boy was had beat her up and she needed help. So Benny came to her rescue. And when he got there, the boy was there, the mafia boy. And they just started shooting at him. And he was dead. That go over everybody that died? Oh no, Candace. Now Candace had went to the place where the mafia was to try to get them to leave her brother alone, Benny alone. In the interim of that, they said, well, no, we're not going to leave Benny alone. My nephew is going to kill him, and we're going to turn you over to Jim Crow because she had stole like $7 million from him, right? So they said, well, we're going to turn you over to Jim Crow. Okay, so they got her and they handed her over to Jim Crow, right? And Jim Crow took her and put her in a bathtub and drowned her. She's supposedly dead. So you got Jeffrey, his father, Madison. You got Veronica. You got Wyatt. You got Catherine. Now, Catherine was killed in jail, supposedly by this girl that was in the cell with her. You got Benny and Candace. These are all the main characters on the show. Like all the main characters except for one is dead, and that's Hannah. Now Hannah is Candace's mother, Candace and Benny's mother. Now she's this Bible thumper. She just missed the Bible. I'm going to do it right. I'm going, the Bible. The Bible says this, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. And Candace, Hannah's one of these people. She just do right. She don't do wrong by nobody. She just do right. Now, mind you, she got power of attorney over Catherine Crow because Catherine Crow gave her power of attorney to do whatever she wanted with her estate, because Catherine is in jail. And so to keep her from being sued, she turned over all her money to Hannah. So Hannah can manage all her businesses and all her business dealings and everything. Right? Yeah, so Hannah is the only one that survived. Now, here is why this ending does not work. I'll tell you why this ending doesn't work. And Joseph, you can agree with me or disagree with me or you want. Me and Joseph had a discussion about it, and I was like, okay. Now, for those of you that watch the Haves and Have-Nots, y'all follow along with me on this here. I need y'all to follow along with me on this here because I'm going to make some very valid points. Okay. What happened to the president? What happened to the president? And how did the president allow Candace to get killed like he did and didn't see nothing? See, because the president had been following her. He had people following her because he was in love with her. That's why Candace dying, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just does not work. Then you got Jim Crow's baby's mother, the Puerto Rican woman that got all the children by him. Now she got children. She got about 4 boys by him. That's why it don't work for Jim. Hannah, if anybody should have died, it should have been Hannah because she had all the cards. She had all the money. She the only one that lived, for real. She the only one that lived. And Hannah don't know what the hell to do with all that money. Did she get ready to come into? She don't know. She don't even know she coming into the money. Right? Benny just found out he's a father. How that work? Veronica, the girl that was working for her, was planning to rob her ass blind. That's just an easy, like, how did Veronica get killed? And how does Veronica get killed like she got killed? Now, Veronica just walked outside her door and they just started shooting. You wouldn't think to know Veronica, for those of you that have watched the show to know Veronica, it's like, girl, for real, y'all gonna kill Veronica like that. Y'all ain't gonna put no cheese on it. Y'all not gonna put no sauce on it. Y'all ain't gonna put no hot sauce on it. Y'all ain't gonna find this sinister way for Veronica to get everything that she deserved. Like, that wasn't nothing. Like, oh, she got killed. No, I wanted to feel like, yeah, honey, kill that bitch. She got everything she deserved. Because Veronica was a fierce cookie. She was a cookie, honey. She was Joseph. She was a cookie. Veronica was a cookie, honey. By the way, my pastor knows her. My pastor has done interviews with her on his Facebook page. So if you guys are interested, and I can't remember what her real name is, but my pastor has done interviews with her. My pastor used to work for BET, so he worked in the music, in the entertainment industry for a long time, so he knows a lot of people. And she just so happens to be one of his friends. And he did a couple of interviews with her. And, you know, so funny, she said that one time somebody walked up to her and slapped her in public, you know, because of the character that she plays on the show. Somebody slapped her, you know. But getting back to it, listen, y'all think just because you think if you got money, all your problems are going to be solved? Oh, no, honey. The shit that people that have money go through and the stuff that people do to people that they know got money, oh, baby. I'd rather live my normal, simple life. Like, if I had money, I would not want nobody to know if I was a millionaire, I would not want nobody to know I was a millionaire. I wouldn't. Like, if I hit the lottery today, I would not want nobody. Child, I'll change my face and everything. I think in New York, do you have to show your face, Joseph? Like, if you hit the lottery, right? Do you have to show your face in New York? See, I don't know, child. But let me tell you something. If I hit the lottery for like $250 million or some shit, I wouldn't want nobody to know. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't want nobody to know that I hit the lottery. I swear to God. Do y'all watch the ID channel? Do y'all see what happens to people? And then here's another thing: you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you put on social media. We got to be careful. You know, y'all see these people on TV, on social media. They be flexing, they be balling. They got dollars, honey. They got stacks of money in their hand. You got to be careful all that shit. You got to be careful. Because there's somebody out there that's going to see you, the right person that's going to see you, honey, and say, oh, that bitch got money. We need to find out where she live at. And I'm telling you, people will do sinister things to get to you. They will do creative and sinister and evil things to get to you. I promise y'all don't even know the half of it if you got money. Y'all don't know. Like Biggie said it. More money, more problems. And that shit is true. Yeah, the Criers, they had old money, honey. That stretch. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I was watching the ID channel one day and I saw what happened to this woman and her family because they was posting on social media. They was posting that they had a nice house. They was posting they had a nice car. They was posting. They wasn't really there wasn't so much flashing money and stuff like that. But they was posting that they was living a nice life. You know, they were living a good life, and they didn't have no problems. They didn't have no money problems and stuff like that. Somebody went a step further and found out where they lived at and held them hostage. Killed her husband, killed her kids. She was the only one that survived, and she was paralyzed from the waist up. From the waist down. She's in a wheelchair now, right in Maryland. People will do. Y'all think just having money, your problems is over with? Oh no, Miss Thing. Child, you got to have security. You got to have a good security system on your house, first of all. If you decide, let's say you decide, after you don't want all this money, right, to live this fabulous life and flash it all over the cameras, all over TV, all over social media. If you do that, you got to have security, a good security system. You got to have a good security team. That means that's a team of people that watch you while you sleep, child. Because if you think that you're going to be rich in this country and ain't nobody going to bother you, oh, baby, let me tell you something. More money, more problems. More money, more problems. Like I'm telling y'all, if I hit the lottery, I wouldn't want nobody to know. I would act just like I'm poor. I sure would. I act just like I'm poor. I wouldn't tell nobody. Because I would be afraid to. I would be afraid for me. I would be afraid for my family. People have been kidnapped, y'all. This one man that won the lottery, they kidnapped his mama, child, and told him, "You don't give us the money to your bank account." She did. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You got all this money in the bank, right? Let's say you got $250 million in the bank. And some robbers come along and say, "We got your mama. We got her. She right here. You want to see proof?" They show you the picture. They shot in this day and age. You could FaceTime and everything. You got a picture of me. Yeah, here go your mama. We're going to kill the bitch if you don't give us all the money that you have in your bank account. What are you going to do? Jenny, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because what are you going to do, Molly? What are you going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them the money. Well, first I'm going to call the cops because I'm going to be like, "Child, take all my damn money. I'm going to take at least $1 million, honey, and put it aside somewhere if I got to give them all of it. I ain't giving them all of it. Now, I tell you, y'all go right on ahead and kill mama, honey. Mama, I see you in heaven, but I ain't giving you all my money. You ain't getting it all. I'm sorry. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mama. Joseph. What would you do, Joseph? Oh, read your comment. For real, Joseph. For real. You know what? I told you that ticket. You know that ticket that I told you was stamped for your ass. Joseph, that's not, no, Joseph. Well, I would too, child. Well, first of all, I would be trying to see how I'm going to keep my money. I call the police. Listen, police, they done stole my mama and they told me that I got to give them $250 million. I'm not trying to give up all my money. No, I'm not a part of the conspiracy because that's the first thing the police going to think. The police going to think you part of it. First of all, they're going to try to find out if you got any insurance policies and things on your mama and on and stuff. So the police going to think you automatically a part of the whole debacle, the whole shenanigan, honey. So, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm trying to figure out how I'm frugal. I'm frugal. You know, if I can get stuff for 60% off, I'm going to go get it for 60% off. That's just how I am. For real, y'all. I'll be like, well, can we, come on, people. Come on, bad people. Can we make a deal? Can I just give you like $1 million and you go on somewhere and just get my mama back? And they probably be like, no, we want all of it. And I be done got mad and be like, then damn it, y'all ain't getting all my goddamn money. Y'all think y'all gonna leave me here broke. Y'all are not getting all my coins. Mama, put her on the phone. Mama, I love you. I want you to understand this. I told them that I would give them a couple, 100,000 to $1 million. And they don't want to take that. I just don't want you to think that your life wasn't worth nothing. I was trying to give them as much as I could give them. But mama, I love you. They ain't getting all my money. So I don't know what they're gonna do with you. I hope they let you go. But they ain't getting all my money. But that's rich people problems, y'all. And I guarantee you this shit happen every day. I guarantee you. I used to watch this show on ID channel where they would do stuff. Y'all gotta be careful. You gotta be careful what you posting on internet, honey. Now, if you got a brand new car and it's a Mercedes-Benz E-Class, some shit, stay your ass off the line with that shit. Stop posting you got a brand new Corvette or some shit. Because somebody will kill you. Somebody will kidnap and kill your ass. And won't blink twice, won't think twice about it. Y'all think that we got problems and we poor? Oh, child, the rich people. The only people that don't have no problems is the in-between. Those are the ones that just have had a great career and have, they've retired with the retirement fund and they're just out just living life. Those are the only ones that got no problem. But the rich and the poor, we the ones, the rich. Now I'm talking about rich. I'm talking about filthy rich. I'm talking about the billionaires. They got problems. See, $1 million ain't nothing no more. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know $1 million is like having $1,000. I think it was Joseph that put something on Facebook that said something about spending $2 million and they gave you 60 days, 90 days to do it. Baby, let me tell you something. I can spend $1 million in about 2, 3, 4 hours. I can. I kid you not. I'm right now in my head. I'm sitting here figuring out what I can like. There was this movie called Brewster's Millions. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Brewster's Millions, where this man that left him money, he said, I'm going to make you so tired of spending money that you're going to hate money when I get finished with you. And he said, I'm going to give you $5 million and you have 30 days to spend this $5 million. You can't have nothing left after you spend this $5 million. You can't have no assets or nothing. You can't have no assets. He said, now you can't go out and buy a stamp for $5 million and think that you spent all of them. No, you got to go out, you got to spend money, and you can't tell nobody. You can't tell nobody. You just have to spend this money. And if you do this in 30 days, then you'll get the whole cash of money that I have left for you, which was about 500 million. Okay. Y'all, let me tell you something. I can spend $5 million in 30 days. Yes, I can. I can do it. I can do it, honey. I can spend $5 million. Can you spend $5 million in 30 days? Now, I'm not going to take it that far where you can't have no assets. I'm telling you, if I give you $5 million today and tell you, you got 30 days to spend this $5 million. If you spend it within this 30 days, you're going to get 500 million. I can spend that easy. I can blink my eyes and spend that, especially if it's okay for me to have something to show for it. Child, I bought so many goddamn car dealerships. Child, One car dealership, that'll pay for that. That's the $5 million right there. But they wanted you to buy little things, like little things. I would do. Yeah. Knowing me, I would probably have like one of the biggest fashion events ever, because that's what I would spend it on. I would probably rent out Central Park and have like this big runway, honey, where all the girls can come up and walk. Runway with me. Yeah, come walk runway with me. Yeah. I do some shit like that. I'll do some shit in the entertainment industry. I'll do a lot of entertaining. That's where I would spend most money on, because I would buy all these big, beautiful, elaborate props and things. Like I would have like a big, Great Gatsby party, and it would look just like it was in the movies. Yeah, I do something like that. I would do something fun with the money. What would you do, Joseph? I could tell you, I could spend $5 million blinking my goddamn eyes. See, I know where to spend it. I know exactly where to spend it. See, a lot of y'all don't know where to spend it, honey. Y'all be done went to the corner store, bought a couple of bags of tater chips, and that don't do shit. Can't go to the corner store and buy a bag of potato chips. You got to go and buy the whole corner store. Everything in the damn store. How much? Nah. You can now. Now, this is what the rules were in the movie. He could give some money away. He can only give like a certain percentage of the money away. I think it was something like 15% he can give away. So he could get the money away, meaning he could just go down the street with a barrel of money and just start throwing it everywhere. He could do that. I think he bought a baseball team, or he rented them, or something like that. Okay, let me see what's going on. Yes, that is so true, Erica. Yeah. The in-between may have more issues with family and friends asking them for stuff, or they ask for something and get told no. That's so true. But see, like the in-between people, they are, like I said, they are the ones that have just lived this proactive life where, they've worked hard for what they have. And that's really, but y'all gotta understand, there's a lot of people that live in this country. Like there are a lot of people that their last names mean money, like old money, like money that been around since the slavery days, child. Y'all know Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper, he is from his mother's name. His mother is Gloria Vanderbilt. You know how old that name is? Her father, Gloria Vanderbilt's father, his grandfather, built the railroads of America. He financed all of that. There would be no railroads if it wasn't for Gloria Vanderbilt's father. So Anderson Cooper is a descendant of all that. But some of the things that he has done in the past have made me feel like he did them for a reason. Like he's let go a lot of his estate. He's let it go. Like, I don't want that. I know that's my mother's legacy and stuff like that, but I don't want that. That's too many problems. Anderson Cooper is like, that's too. Have y'all seen the house that he gave up? They call it the Vanderbilt House. It's in Asheville, North Carolina. And when I tell you, this house, ain't nowhere in the world I would give this house up. I mean, this house is beautiful. Joseph, tell him, this house is beautiful. When I tell y'all, this house gotta have at least 100 something rooms. It's beautiful. It looks like a castle. I've been there. It has its own McDonald's. Okay, it has its own McDonald's restaurant, and they don't serve just burgers in there. They serve pastries and coffee and cappuccino and lattes and things of that nature. If you ever go to Vanderbilt House and you ever visit, you may actually go on a tour of the Vanderbilt House in Asheville, North Carolina, and they have a McDonald's. Like I said, they have their own. It don't even look like McDonald's, y'all. You see, the only way you know is McDonald's because you see the golden arches, but that's really it. But it's like really, really small. It don't even look like McDonald's, child. You go in there and buy pastries and everything. I've been there before. It's a beautiful place, beautiful house. When I tell y'all, when you walk through the halls, you be like, hey, don't nobody deserve to live like this. You be like, no, don't nobody deserve to live like this. Y'all see my husband? He's talking about he going shopping. Yeah, that's right. That's what I would do. I would go shopping. I would go shopping. If I like y'all, I'm telling y'all, if I hit the lottery, I would be modest though. I would go shopping, but I would be modest. I wouldn't live in no great big old grand house that I don't look like I can afford. And I would not be posting on the internet. If I did, it would be very sporadically. I wouldn't be posting on the internet all this money in my hands and shit like that. They come after people like that. They come after y'all hear about these rappers that be getting killed and shit. They come after people like that. They come after your ass. They will kidnap you. They will kidnap you and beat you to death. They will kidnap you and beat you until you give them every single dime that they want. They will kidnap you. And being kidnapped and held hostage, honey, I'm telling you, I witnessed it, honey. I was kidnapped when I was 10 years old. That is not fun. It is not fun to be kidnapped and held at your own will, against your will. It's not. I can tell you firsthand, I was kidnapped. Y'all behave yourself. See, this show taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. It taught me that if I would, Tramel, if you, in the grand scheme of things, you and Joseph, the McRae Kingz, if y'all were to ever become famous, oh no, baby, Joseph, I ain't moving in that big ass house. No, I don't want to live there. Now, I like to live in a cute little gated community and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I love to live in I want to be comfortable. I do. I want to be comfortable. Yeah, that's some homework for y'all. If you were rich, all of a sudden, what would you do? What would you do? I want to know. Write to me and tell me, what would you do if all of a sudden you just came into this money? See, because that doesn't happen to me too. And y'all see, I'm broke now. I was 20. I was 23. Came into a significant amount of money. Yeah. A significant amount that it don't make no sense. I spent the money. It didn't even take me 3 months to spend it. And it was a lot of money, y'all. It was a lot of money. What would you do if you became rich? Not even, and listen, let's say you got a settlement for $100,000 and up. What would you do? See, I know what I would do, child. I always told Joseph, if we hit the lottery and we won something like $250 million, the first thing I would do is I would buy one of those big luxury things, the big luxury trailers, and we would go on tour. We would either go on tour or we would just, I would see, because that's my biggest dream. My biggest dream is to go around the country in an RV. That's my biggest dream. Like if I had it my way, I'd get me one of them big luxury buses, you know, the ones with everything in it, got the bedroom, got the got the living room and everything in it, child. I would get me one of those and get me somebody to drive it. I would hire me somebody to drive it. And we would travel all over the country. I'd go from New York all the way around the country. That's what I would want to do. I would want to travel and do like motivational speaking and, you know, just do stuff. Do stuff that we ain't never did before. My biggest dream is to go back to LA. I've been to LA before, but I want to go. Well, I want to go live there. Joseph don't want to go live there. He said, "Tramel, I ain't going to live there. I ain't dying for. I ain't going into the ground. You ain't. I ain't gonna fall into the ground." I saw 2021. He saw 2021, and he said, "No, Tramel, we ain't going. We is not going over to the West Coast to live." So that dream is just shot. I ain't doing that unless we get rich. And I buy a big house with a spiral staircase, we ain't going to California. But that's what I would do. I would be very modest. I would buy me a nice, modest house, you know, something reasonable within reason, and buy me a nice car. And that's it. And go shopping. I go shopping, child. I go shopping. I make sure my frigidaire is full. I make sure that I have me a deep freezer with some stuff in it. You know, meats and things. I'll make sure my house was decorated. Boom. It would be decorated. Like my house would be decoration fierce. Legendary decorations. And I would be done every day. Like every day, child. This hair wouldn't be nothing compared to my hair. I would be done, bitch. When I tell you I'd be done every day. That's about it. What else do you need in life? What else do you need? See, people sometimes, child, we get a hold of some coin, honey, and we just act a damn fool. We get brain damage, child. Some of y'all out there that get some money in y'all hand, y'all get brain damage. Oh, Lord God. Yes, you're going to have to stay strapped, Risica. That's another thing. You're going to have to stay strapped. You're going to have to get your license. You have to get your gun license. And you're going to have to stay strapped. Because if you don't, a bitch will try it. Rich, poor, whatever, a bitch will try it, honey. If they see you with earbuds in your ears and they want them, they will try it this thing. So you're going to have to get you a gun. You're going to have to get you a gun. So if you're rich, you're going to have to get you a gun and you're going to have to learn how to use it. That's millionaire 101. I wish a millionaire would not walk around with a gun. I would carry a gun everywhere I went, honey. I'd be like Mae West. What? Try it, Miss Thing. What? Bitch? You gonna do what? Very that. But knowing me, I'd probably be in jail, child, by the time $1 million, before the $1 million even spent. Because somebody tried with me, Miss Thing, I'd be done blew their goddamn asses to smithereens. I don't play them games. I ain't got time for them. But trust me, the only thing that I would probably really splurge on is the McRae Kingz platform. I would splurge on all this. It would be more grandioso than what it is. Yeah, like my crowns would be real. They would be real gold. They would be real Swarovski crystals and things of that nature. Now I'd probably put a little bit more money into the McRae Kingz, and then it'd be different. That's about the most elaborate that I would get. And you wouldn't even know about that, honey. That would be a small, y'all would know that as a small company. We got a little small company called Dare to Be Different and the McRae Kingz. That'd be small. Y'all ain't gonna know how much money I got. Ain't nobody gonna never know how much money I got. Trust. Because I'm like, Joe, I be done bought some Bitcoin, some whatever that stuff is now they got. Bitcoin, and they got what's that other thing they be selling, Joseph? They got all that stuff they be selling, the little stuff that new money. Yeah, crypto cash. That's what they call it. Crypto. I'll be done had some of that. That's it. But anyway, child, I'm getting ready to get on out of here, child. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all enjoyed the hairstyle as much as I did, because I enjoyed it. But it's going away today. I'm gonna pop this bitch off, honey. This girl coming off. Y'all, I'm telling y'all. If y'all seen I look like a crackhead, honey. I'm just like a crackhead. I gotta take this off. And y'all will get another hairstyle from me soon. I ain't gonna tell y'all when, because I got to save up the money to buy the hair. You know, the hair is like $50. So I got to save up the money to buy the hair to do my hair again. So y'all will see it soon. Y'all see me do it again soon. Let me see if there's any last things in the chat. Well, no, everybody is ready. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All hearts and minds clear? I hope y'all enjoyed our little have and have nots review. Tyler Perry, don't do me, honey. That whole ending, Tyler Perry, you can't get away with that. That ending was terrible. You need to go back to the drawing board, and you need to have a haves and have-nots season finale, the retake, or some shit. You need to find some way to put this show back on and end the show. End the damn show. Because that wasn't no damn ending. That was some bullshit. It was some bullshit. Okay? And if y'all planning on me, you know who they should have got to write that? Shonda Rhimes. That bitch ain't no joke. Shonda Rhimes, that she can write. She wrote Scandal. She can write. That's what they should have got to write the ending of the show. Because that shit that Tyler Perry that you wrote was weak as fuck. It was weak. It was weak as hell. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. I have an interview coming up very soon with one of our own, Daryl Moore. And gosh, that interview was so good. It was so interesting. I found out so much about Daryl Moore that I did not know. You know, like I said, we've been colleagues for about 2 years now. And we spoke from time to time. And it's so funny how we met because, you know, even back then, him and King Jives, they had issues with one another. But I felt like I had to be honest with him, you know, because I watched him and I watched King Jives. And I said, you know, I watched the both of you. I said, in the grand scheme of things, I wish the both of you could get along with one another. I said, but, you know, I think you're a great content creator, something like that. I can't remember what the exact words were, but I gave him his praises for the content creator that he was at that time. He knows that I have a friendship. Well, I'm not even going to say a friendship. I have a colleagueship with King Jives as well. So, you know, and I know that they're always at each other. Now, this Larry Reed character, I do not know. I've seen him. I've seen some of his shows. Didn't really pay too much attention to him. But I guess he was big at one time. Excuse me. I guess he was big at one time in the gospel world, Larry Reed. And he's done some things. He's done some things according to the blogs. He's done some things, some alleged things. Allegedly, one of the things that he's done allegedly is he's molested a couple of guys. I don't know if that's true or not. That's why I'm saying alleged. Because ain't nobody gonna be coming to court. You take me to court if you want to. You ain't getting. I ain't got nothing. So that's what the big argument is about. You know, he's supposed to be taking my good friend Daryl Moore to court. Let me tell you something. I'm waiting for all that to play out because I don't even think it's gonna reach court. I really don't. I really think there's gonna be some type of moderation or negotiation or something like that where they come to some type of understanding. I hope that's the way it is. I hope that's what happens. At the end of the day, everybody has a right to be themselves, but at the same time, if you're out there hurting people, that's a whole totally different story. Then, we all have room for concern, So, and I think that's one of the reasons why Daryl is like gunning for him, like he guns for him. And the other characters, Miko and King Jives, I think the reason why he guns for them. See, the one thing I can say about Daryl is he's not a bully. He's not. He's not a bully, and Daryl will go after you if there's something ain't right. If you ain't done something right, child. If you ain't doing something that you ain't doing something right, Daryl Moore coming after you. That's it. And I asked him questions about the beef sector and stuff like that. And we had a great conversation. And you guys are going to see that when I put out the interview. It's not going to be out this week. It's going to be out probably next Friday. I'm going to put it out. So I'm not going to tell y'all everything that I said in the interview, but I hope you guys enjoy it when you see it. Hopefully next up will be Marcellus. I actually have a plan. I plan on interviewing the entire A-team individually, and I would love to do an interview if they agree to it. I would love to do an interview with all 4 of them if they agree to it, and see how that turns out. Because these guys, and the reason why I'm talking about it, they're very interesting. All 4 of them are very interesting in the sense that they all have different personalities and they're different. And you guys know we here in the McRae Kingdom, we love different. We love different. They are totally different different people. Kim is different from Marcellus. Marcellus is different from Daryl. Daryl is different from Roxanne. These are 4 different individual people that have individual thoughts, individual agendas, and individual opinions. But at the same time, they can come together collectively and respect one another. And that's what I love about the A-team. They can come together and with all due respect, have a conversation with one another without it turning into, something bad. Like a lot of other stuff we see in these YouTube streets that turn out to be bad. So y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all cross your fingers and hopefully Marcellus will give me an interview. Also, Kenton Rogers is another he's another social media influencer that I'm going to introduce you guys to. I know you don't know the name, but Kenton Rogers was at one time a gospel singer and an apostle, and he's no longer an apostle. And so we did an interview together. Yes, we did. We did an interview together, and I'm going to show you guys part 1 of that interview. There is a part 2 coming. With Kenton Rogers, because I really want you guys to get to know him. I really, really, really want you guys to get to know him. Hopefully we'll have Hummingbird on our show before the new year is out or before the summer is out. We'll get to have Hummingbird Healing on our show. You guys know who Hummingbird is. She's a clairvoyant, and she does tarot readings and things like that, and she's very good at it. So hopefully we will have her back soon. I did ask Monica of Monica's Views and News. I think that's her name. I did ask her for an interview, and she declined at this time, understandably so, but she declined at this time, and she told me that she would get back to me at a later time about doing an interview with me. And believe it or not, I've been turned down by a lot of people. I've been turned down for interviews by a lot of people simply because of some events that happen that I do not want to get into any longer because it's over, it's done. But we shall see. I'm actually wanting to do an interview with Kingz where I think I did ask her. I did. I asked her to come on my platform, and I want to do an interview with her because I want people. I want you people to get to know the people with whom you are watching here on YouTube. Us as YouTubers, I want you to get to know us just a little bit more on a personal level. Not so much of all because you ain't gonna know all my business. Y'all know all my business. I want y'all knowing all my business. I want y'all to know. I might not want y'all to know that I walks around my house butt naked. Might not want you to know that. I don't walk around my house butt naked, y'all. I don't. I may sometimes walk around in my underwear, but I don't walk around butt naked. But I may not want y'all to know that. But if there's some things I'm going to share with you. And that's what these people are doing. There's some things that they're going to share with you. And that's it. No judgments, with all due respect. And that's it. Okay? So with that being said, guys, make sure that you watch us on all social media platforms. Of course, you know what those are. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and we're right here on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button when you come over here. And please, by all means, go to our McRae Kingz website where you will get one-stop McRae Kingz. You'll have the McRae Kingz boutique there. You'll also be able to leave a donation there if you want to as well very soon. But for now, what you can do is if you want to donate to us financially, is donate to our platform. And there's our Cash App right there. It's TheMKingz. That's our Cash App. TheMKingz with the $ before it. And don't forget the $. Any monies that you donate to the McRae Kingz platform goes back into the McRae Kingz platform. Ergo, it goes right here. As you guys can see, we paid the StreamYard bill, and now we have our own icon up there. We have our own logo up there. Yes, I can change it. I can change it at any time I want to. Y'all want to see me do it? Y'all want to see me do it? Watch this, watch this, watch this. You see? I can change it. I can change it. Look, I can change it. Look, I can change it. Look, I can change it. Yes. Yes. So our StreamYard is actually paid. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. Thank you for the donations. We really appreciate it. Like I told you, it goes back into our platform. And it helps our platform grow. Now, guys, also, I have a goal. It's a personal goal. I'm trying to get us to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I need you guys' help. I need for you guys to share, and then do some more sharing, and then share some more. Share us out wherever you are. I don't care. You can be in your local store, get you a cup of coffee, and say, you know, I'm watching these great two guys on YouTube. Y'all need to pull out your phones and watch them too. Share who we are. I promise you, we will do the rest. Just share who we are, and we will do the rest. That's gonna be our new motto, Joseph. Share who we are, and we will do the rest. Please, 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 please. All right, so I'm out of here, guys. Y'all have a good day. Make sure you dare to be different. Do your very greatest work today. Do your greatest work today, because your best is just not good enough. All right? And we will talk soon. You guys make sure you walk in love, peace, sunshine, happiness. And always remember, it's Team McRae all damn day. Talk to you soon. Love you guys.